Aloha and good morning, gardeners. It is a beautiful day here in Hawaii and the trade winds have returned. It might warm up a little. It's been pretty cold at night. In the past, I have talked about propane weed burners. This cute little guy, he's gotten a little bit of display in action from me. I like this little guy. He's really nice. He works between garden vegetables and little on pavers, in your patio and stuff like that. These are great because, propane has nothing but water vapor pretty much coming off of it. So it's a very clean burning fuel. There's not a lot of pollution associated with propane. And it's not too terribly expensive. It doesn't leave a residue, and it does the work of, nasty old herbicides like Roundup and such. Now, it doesn't translocate like an herbicide. Most of the herbicides, other than maybe acetic acid, do have translocating power. They will move through a plant. This does not. And it's really best when used on seedling weeds. You go after little tiny weeds, woof, they're dead. Just cook them right up. I like it. It's clean. It also does not turn the soil. And if you're in a humid environment like here in Hawaii, every time you turn the soil up, you turn up fresh weed seeds. And so the more tillage you do to get rid of weeds, the more weeds you have. Unless you're good with shallow tillage of an inch or less. Anyway, I believe you've all seen this guy before. He has his own piezoelectric starter there. Oh, here you can see that this will fry a weed. You don't have to burn them off the ground, basically just making sure that they get good and singed. Now these weeds here are just a little bit big for this burner. They've gotten a little old. So if the weeds have been allowed to get a little bit large, you might try something a little bit stronger. Right here I've got a 20-pound cylinder of LP gas. I've got it bungeed to a hand truck. They actually do make trucks 4 cylinders. This is not one of them. It's an all-purpose truck, but it works. And then right here we have Red Dragon's 400,000 BTU burner. This is an awesome flame. Now this tool has an adjustment knob right up here on top for the pilot light. See, set the pilot light down about as low as it can go. But it's got a squeeze lever like that. Yahoo! Slick, eh? Love it. It's amazing. This baby burns. Woohoo! I highly recommend you keep a garden hose nearby, especially if you're in country where it gets dry. Around here, not so much, but still, my hose is right over there. Highly recommended. Keep that garden hose around. So, again, be fair warned, watch it around stick mulches too, because this baby really lights. Again, it rains around here quite a bit, so we don't have a lot of problem with this, but these things are dangerous if you're in California and you're working around a lot of dry grass or other things. You can really start a brush fire or a forest fire with this tool. And so I highly recommend you keep it in places where you can maintain control. In this particular situation over here, the worst I could do is burn up my hibiscus, and they'll grow back anyway. But keep a garden hose next to it. got some really big stuff. Usually I mow this. Pretty slick, that's all I can say. The pilot's still on here, and so when we walk away, we want to make sure that we turn that off. Don't burn the camera up. So knob right down here controls the pilot light. Here's the control for the power. On and off valve over on the tank. Piece of cake. These are fairly inexpensive. They cost less than $100. There are some smaller ones, even cheaper than that, down between $50 and $100. It probably cost you around $30 for an LP tank. Around here, I think it's about $4.75 a gallon for the fuel that goes in there, the LP. And then you have to come up with something to drag the tank around too, and so there's another expense. So these aren't real cheap, but it is cheaper than a lot of other tools. I'll say one thing for you. If I had to do this with my back on a hoe or a weed whacker or some other kind of tool that I got to hang on me, this is the easiest thing on my body, provided I don't set my underwear on fire. Okay, so happy gardening. Y'all hang loose over there, please. Don't set anything on fire, and if you got weed problems in the driveway, I highly recommend one of these babies.